Hey guys, welcome to my channel, and in today's video we are going to discuss about the 4 JavaScript tips for writing a shorter code. So first of all, let's discuss about the advantages of writing a shorter code. First advantage is it reduces the weight of your web page, and obviously if you write the less number of lines in your code, then it is going to reduce the weight and size of your page as well, and which will enhance the performance of your application. So how it will enhance the performance? Basically, if you know that JavaScript execute the code line by line from top to bottom. So obviously if JavaScript will have the less number of lines to execute, then the performance will enhance. And the third advantage is it will improve the code quality. You will be taking less time and you will be writing less code to write any particular feature. So in today's video, we are going to discuss about 4 JavaScript tips for shorter code. So there are plenty of tips which can be followed to make the JavaScript code shorter as well as less complicated. I will share 4 of such tips which have reduced the effort and development time for me a lot while coding. So the first thing that we discuss about is short circulating. So in the example you can see that it's a simple if condition, but there could be better way of writing it as well. So we can simply write it down like this. So we can say if this is true, then run this. So both are same, but here you can say that it's 3 lines of code and this one is just 1 line. So this is how you can handle many as if conditions you wanted to handle. So let's suppose if we can have one more condition here, like if this one equal to 10. So similarly you can add one more, this y condition here, and you can say alright, so this should be like this. So if this condition is true, then this will execute. So this is how this can be changed to replace multiple if statements. So yeah, so second trick is really helpful if you are dealing with scenarios like API calls or with nested objects where you are not sure that whether you will receive this particular object in the response or not, or there will be any nested object or not, but you are putting this if condition. So in such cases, consider an object here, like so here in this example you can see we have this constant object, and this object, student object, is containing a nested object which is name and which is having first name as a property and joy as a value. So in order to write this, what we have to do, first of all we have to check whether this student object is containing a name or not, and then if it is containing name, then we have to check whether the name is containing the first name or not. So this is like very kind of, it could go very deep, and it will become very complex at one point to handle or manage it, and this will become more complex or more challenging when you don't know that whether you're going to receive any of the property from the API or not when you're working with the APIs. So this can be, reduce, this code can be basically reduced. Let me drag it little here. Okay, so how we can make it better? There is another way of handling this as well. So what we can do, we can better remove the first if condition, and instead we can add a question mark here, and this question mark will make sure that this name should be present in this object. Then only it will go for and check for the second one, which is first name. If this doesn't present, then it will not execute the next nested object or property, whatever it is. So it will not check for the nested stuff, and it will not break the code. So this is same, both are same, but here you can see that we have just saved 1 line of code. And so the third trick is basically using the nullish coalescing operator, which is double question mark. In the previous trick we have seen the single question mark trick, which is useful when we have to check nested object, but this is totally different. We have double question mark here. So basically ternary operator already makes the code shorter as compared to if and else statements. So it is handy if the block of the code is executed is small. Okay, let me write it down. So now here you can see that. So this is the example where we are going to use our nullish coalescing operator. So basically here you can see that in the example we are calling this foo function, and this function is the arrow function, and this function is doing nothing, just returning something. So what it is returning, let's see. So we have this object, and in this object we have name, which is this one. Then we are checking with this question mark that we have seen in our previous example. Then we are checking for the first name. So if this first name is exists, so basically this is the if condition, and we are using ternary operator here. So in ternary operator, this after space question mark, it will called as if condition, and this colon will call as a else condition. So it is nothing, just if and else. So if this condition is true, that means it will return this first name, else it will return first name doesn't exist. Okay, so this is something it is doing. So how we can make it better? Yeah, here. So now you can see that let me remove this code. Okay, now you can see that this in second example that I have given. So we have just reduced the number of lines here. And how we have done this by adding this nullish coalescing operator. What it is doing actually, so basically it is just checking if the first left hand side statement just before the double question mark is true, just return this one. If this is false, then go for the after word and check for the after statement, which is the question after this. In this case, it is the first name do not exist. So the fourth trick name is terminating the functions instead of if else nestings. So consider the below. So consider this function which checks of the x value. So here in this example, you can see that we have very nested if and else statements here. So we have if, else also have some nested if and nested if else basically. So here we can see that when this function will execute, it will check if the value of x is less than 1, then it will return the x is less than 1. If then go for check for the nested one. If this else is having less than this, then greater than 1 return. Then we have this else statement, which is if it doesn't match, if nothing is matched, then x is not, if nothing match here, so x is basically equal to 1. So write it down like this way. So what I can do here is we can simply just remove this if condition, this condition, this one, and we can add one piece here, remove this one, and we can make it a little better. Yeah, yes. Yeah, now this code is also the same. Yeah, so here if we compare this code with this one that we have written earlier, we can make it like 4.2 so it will not give any error. Yeah, so here what is the difference here? So you can see that when it will check for the first if condition, if this is true, it will come into this section and it will just returning the some string here. So once it is going to return, it will just exit the foo. It will not go and check for the other if and else deeper nested things. So similarly, if it is going to do the same, why do I need this if or else or nested else, a very very nasty looking code here, right? I don't need to write this type of code. So this one is pretty simple. You can see here we have very simple if, two ifs and one last return. If doesn't match anything, it will just go here and return something. And there is, this one is really pretty, right? Yeah. So this is how basically we can reduce the complexity in our simple code as well. This is not a trick, but this is kind of a way of writing a good code. A good code need not to be shorter. So basically preference must be given for readability over making the code shorter. So in some cases, debugging the code could be quite harder, especially if the code is maintained by multiple developers. So this is all I wanted to say in this section. So we have completed the 4 tricks here, and I believe that this will be really helpful if you follow this thing in your day-to-day coding life, and it will make your coding life a lot easier actually, as I can see that it has also helped me a lot while writing the code. So just try and use these tricks. So guys, I hope you have learned something today and you have liked this video. If you like this video, please don't forget to hit the like button, And if you're new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe the channel, because I always keep uploading this type of informational videos that can help you a lot in your day-to-day coding life. So that's all for today, guys. So meanwhile, thank you guys, that's all for today. Have a good day. Bye.